Good evening, sir. Thank you, sir.
Is it this dress you are going to wear on the day of interview?
No, sir.
Then why have you come in this dress today?
So it was raining outside. I had to travel, so it took me around 2-3 hours to come from Haryana today.
This is not a valid excuse for not wearing that particular dress.
Yes, sir. I understand. But on my interview day, I am planning to wear a sari.
If you wanted to make some comments on your dress also,
So the next time I will come for
next time we want you there to make our comments, to point out the shortcomings or good points about your dress.
Okay, that one.
Now,
this.
yes. Yes, against the column father's profession, we have said NA. What does it mean?
So I lost my father around 12 years old.
You should have had late Shri Jipal Thakur. And Shri or Shrimati, जरूरी लिखना father mother के नाम क्या है?
So I thought it was a digital submission of the form and
So Shri is not required when it is digitally submitted.
so that's what I thought.
Then you say in the column of extracurricular activities and hobbies, etc. And sing along.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean?
So I've written that I play harmonium and while I play harmonium I sing along.
Sing alone or along? Along.
Yes, sir.
We have not been able to understand it. What does it mean?
So actually, so on harmonium, I know a few rags that I play. So that is what I mean. That while I play harmonium, I also sing along.
All right. What is stare decisis?
So stare decisis, it's a doctrine under Constitution, which means that which is given under Article 142. That is the Supreme Court. It sets a precedent which is followed by the lower judiciary. That is by the high courts as well as the subordinate courts.
What is difference between money bill and ordinary bill?
So money bill can be understood as a bill which has certain finances involved in it. For example, there are bills related to budget. A budget could be categorized as a money bill or like a bill in the category of GST, which has finances. And ordinary bill could be something which is related to any social legal issue, or it could be related to any regulation. For example, we have certain laws, like for example, recently Women Reservation Bill, which was introduced in the Parliament. It was in the category of ordinary bill.
What is ninth schedule?
So, ninth schedule of the Constitution, it talks about defection, I guess,
Defection.
anti-defection law.
Schedule 9 of the Constitution.
Schedule 9 of the Constitution is whereunder these courts cannot interfere. The laws put in Schedule 9 are beyond the
Judicial review.
judicial review. That is Schedule 9. What is concurrent list?
So, concurrent list under Schedule 7 of the Constitution, there are 3 lists, and concurrent lists could be categorized as a list whereby not only state but also center has certain powers to make laws. For example, in concurrent list we have criminal procedure code, we have criminal matters, family matters. They are part of the concurrent list, which basically means that not only center has the power to draft laws on these subject matters, but also state.
Who elects the chairman of Rajya Sabha?
So the chairman of Rajya Sabha is the vice president, which is elected. So sorry, sir, I ignore.
Is he elected?
Yes, sir.
Is he elected?
Sorry, sir.
Can somebody else be elected as chairman Rajya Sabha and not the vice president?
Sir, in the absence of the vice president,
No, that's not the
That
question.
is not the question.
sorry, sir.
How do we define parliament?
So, parliament in most simple words could be understood as president, Lok Sabha, and Rajya Sabha. It's the coordination of these three bodies which makes a complete parliament. The collective responsibility it lies on these three organs.
How President of India is elected?
So, President of India is elected by a certain procedure which is given under Article 56, which is the elected members of the Lok Sabha and the state legislature. They have certain vote. They cumulatively these members they select the president.
Can the government dismiss a High Court judge?
Sir, for a High Court judge to be removed from his post, there is a certain procedure that is given under Article 124, if I'm not wrong.
What is that procedure?
So there's an impeachment proceeding that goes on in the parliament, whereby one house it puts forth the motion of impeachment, and then it is passed by special majority on certain grounds, like on moral grounds or incapacity to hold the position. So there are certain grounds on the basis of which.
What is the nature of proceedings under the Domestic Violence Act?
Sir, Domestic Violence Act, it's in the nature of civil law because it provides certain protection orders, it provides custody.
But Section 28 says criminal procedure code will be applicable.
Sir, can I please guess?
At your own risk.
Sir, Domestic Violence Act, it also provides for maintenance to the woman, to the aggrieved person. So when the court has to pass maintenance, has to grant maintenance, then it has the power of criminal procedure code.
What is live-in relationship?
So live-in relationship could be understood as an institution which is in the nature of marriage. That is, even though the partners they are not married, but they are living in.
Every live-in relationship is in the nature of marriage?
No, sir. Sir, there are certain relationships which go on for such a long time that a presumption of marriage could arise. So, if the partners they have certain number of children in the passage of their relationship, and they've been living together, and in the society they are representing themselves just like husband and wife, then live-in relationship could be put in the category of nature of marriage.
How to prove a will?
Sir, will could be proved through probate. There are certain probate.
It is to be proved through probate.
Sir, there are probate proceedings in order.
How to prove the will?
Sir, so when a will is made, the person, it could be proved either through the handwriting, if the handwriting in which the will is written, if it matches with the person's handwriting, if the will presented is handwritten, and if it's
What is
attested.
Section 68 of the Evidence Act?
So sorry sir, I can't recollect.
Sure.
Can a married person have another woman in a relationship?
Sorry sir.
Can a married man have another woman in their relationship?
No sir. Sir, even if he's staying with another woman, if he's married, then it will not be put in the category of a relationship in the nature of marriage. Otherwise, he has liberty to live with another woman, even.
How many women can one have in a relationship?
So there is no set
No
procedure.
limit.
Under Muslim laws 4, so Supreme Court judge can have no limit. You can keep as many as you want.
So,
Is that right?
So that's what
A rich man wants to have 50 women in a relationship. Can he have it?
Sir, if a rich man is having different relationships with different women, then only the woman with whom he is living for a long time would be categorized as.
No, that's no question of long time or short time.
Question
I
how many?
said, how many women can one have in a relationship?
So there is no set
There's no limit.
procedure.
So we have gone beyond Muslim law.
Yes, sir. You know.
Muslim law allows only 4.
We have improved upon Muslim.
Yes, we have improved. In fact, Supreme Court has improved on this. Right? Now, what is a major change in the new Evidence Act, Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam?
Yes, sir. Sir, Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam has been passed with the agenda of incorporating digital inclusion. That is, our judiciary otherwise has been using documentary evidence, oral evidence, but there is one part that was missing, or we can say judiciary has been an active part.
Is there any difference between digital record and digital evidence?
Sorry, sir, I plead ignorance.
Do you know of e-contracts?
Yes, sir.
How they are entered into?
Sorry, sir.
How are e-contracts entered into?
So they are they can be entered into through various procedures. For example, if two parties they are staying away from each other, even though they're not present at one place, it could be entered into through emails.
Do you know anything about digital signature?
Yes, sir. So digital signature is a kind of signature which is electronic. That is the
Who will issue the digital signature certificate?
so so under Information Technology Act, there is a certain.
Restriction can be put on this fundamental right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What are these restrictions?
So these restrictions are in the nature of reasonable restrictions, which could be in order to prevent any public disorder, to promote, to safeguard the integrity of the country. In situations like emergency, freedom of right could be curtailed due to the reasons that to promote integrity of the country.
Well, publishing the picture of the rape victim is a crime.
Yes, sir. It is a crime, and under Section 228A of IPC, it is punishable.
But recently the pictures were circulated in the social media.
Yes, sir.
Then what is the procedure to follow to punish the persons?
So, if I'm not wrong, there are the charges have been framed, even though the persons who have posted these pictures they have not been identified. The charges have been framed for revealing the identity of the rape victim.
What do you mean by the term separation of judiciary from executive?
Sir, the concept of separation of judiciary from executive, it comes from Article 51 of the Indian Constitution. Article 50 of the Indian Constitution. That is, executive is one body and judiciary is one body. These two, they should not encroach upon each other's power. Judiciary has to perform judicial functions, that is to uphold law, and executive has to implement those laws.
What is the mandate behind it? Is there any provision for separation of judiciary and executive?
Sir, Article 50 of the Indian Constitution.
It is enforceable?
No, sir.
Then?
Sir, but our country has adopted it in a way that there is separation of judiciary and executive.
Are there any enforceable DPSPs? Judicially enforceable DPSPs?
Sorry, sir.
Directive principles of state policy.
Which are enforceable in the court of law.
Sir, legally, it is one example which our country has in a way enforced, because under CRPC also we have certain provisions whereby the accused person, he has a right to be represented, which in a way is an extension of legal aid.
Ceremony.
Okay. Gunjan,
Yes.
you belong to Patiala,
Yes.
and Patiala is in West District. Can you tell me from which missiles Patiala came?
Sir, Fulkia missile.
Which missile?
Sir, Fulkia missile.
Is it Bangi missile?
Sir, I only know of Fulkia missile.
Okay. How many districts are there in Haryana?
So there are 23 districts.
Sure.
So it's either 22 or 23.
And the largest district in area and the smallest district.
So I think Faridabad is the largest district in area.
Smallest.
So not aware.
No, Faridabad is smallest. Sirsa is the largest in India.
Okay, sir.
You have also mentioned that harmonium you like to play.
Yes, sir.
Tell me from where the harmonium was basically being invented.
So harmonium, even though has been in India for quite some time, it came in India in 18th century, and it has its origin in France.
What is the difference between the actual harmonium and the harmonium the Indians used?
So earlier there were harmonium which were played with the help of legs. Now we have harmonium which we play with the hand.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now time for the mark search.
Marks. Overall performance is good. Rather, I should say reasonably good.
Reasonably.
But your hand movements, head movement, you feel this?
Yes, sir.
Hands and head.
Yes, sir.
Even now you are using your head.
Yeah. And two very important things, three rather. First is that you tend to expand the scope of the answers and thereby inviting more and more questions. You have to be very precise and to the point.
Alright, sir.
Then at times you know that my answer is not correct, but still you throw it out. You should avoid those things. If you do not know, say sorry, sit politely. And at times you enter into guesswork. That is also not advisable. Then answering various questions when you are not aware of the details or you are not in a position to explain, you use certain conditions, certain things, certain this, certain that. You have to tell the conditions, the terms. Certain will not do. That way you can answer any question that there are certain conditions, there are certain requirements. What requirements are, you do not explain. So you have to give the answer as it is, but avoid lecturing or expanding the answer. Right? Otherwise, your performance has been good. And if you work a little more on general knowledge and these subjects, we feel that you stand very good chances of getting it.
Yes.
Okay.
Fair chance.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
All that. So that's all.
Yes, yes.